Good morning, Sarah. How are you?
Yeah, good morning. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I'm good. I am kind of like as excited as everyone else about potentially kind of like things easing up a little bit and being able to see my family and friends and stuff.
Yeah, so it feels like well, it has been a long time. It's been nearly a year, but I'm feeling it now. Really am.
Me too, me too. And whilst there's kind of like been some positives to take away from it,
Mm.
I think that we all are getting to that point that it's just we're ready for a bit of freedom.
We are so ready. Get me out this house and Lincolnshire. Like I want to just travel a little bit now across the borders.
Yeah, exactly. I'm kind of like, I love the area I live. It's super green. It's Southeast London.
Mhm.
It's really nice, but I can only go to the same places a couple more times before I really had enough. So, um,
Same.
yeah. But speaking of lockdown,
Mm.
this brings us to our second virtual event
Yes.
that we have kind of like put together. Naomi's Garden, tools, tips, and resources for parents in lockdown and beyond.
Yes.
Um, just going to ask you a few questions just so we can kind of like, well, we're basically plugging the event, like,
Perfect.
shameless plug for the event.
Let's plug
So,
away.
what is the overall aim of the event?
So the overall aim of the event is to, like the description says, is to just share our professional tools with parents who may have struggled in the year. And I know we're coming to the end of lockdown, but those issues at home don't necessarily go away. So I've seen two things happen this year. One, parents have really had to put on the therapy hat or the nutritional hat or the emotional well-being hat or the educational hat. Like it's been so many hats parents have had to put on, and some of them have really, they've done that, like they've been amazing, absolute heroes, but have really struggled with knowing how to meet so many different needs that normally loads of professionals would meet or help them to meet. So that's been the first thing. And the second thing is that parents are actually seeing where their child might not fit in a certain educational box. And it's been more obvious because they've been spending more time with them. So I've had a lot of conversations with parents where they just want tools of how to meet their children's needs at home, even though they might be going back to school. And that's what we want to share with them and through our event.
Brilliant. So we want parents to know that this is still relevant. We might be coming
Yes.
out of lockdown, but we've still got a few months left. So
Yeah,
this is a great event to come to get some kind of like, as the title suggests, tools, tips, and resources for parents in lockdown beyond. So it's still relevant, um,
exactly.
and we just want it to be a really kind of like accessible, practical takeaway event for people.
Yeah, absolutely. And there will definitely be things that parents won't have thought about before, especially, we're really blessed to have Caroline come on board with the nutrition. Like that's a whole different perspective of meeting children's needs. So there's so many different ways that parents may not have thought of trying yet. So it's definitely worth attending.
So yeah, I mean, you've mentioned Caroline and kind of Caroline taking on that nutrition front. Who else have we got on the panel?
Yeah, so we've got a really lovely lady called Vanessa who is she just has a wealth of knowledge around children with multiple diagnosis, especially like autism and ADHD and sensory disorders. She's really good at like sensory integration. She's just fab, and also she's been a parent of a boy with autism, so she gets it from both sides of the fence, which is brilliant. She's fab. She's so fabulous. And then we have a lady called Tina Storr, who is one of the parents to one of the boys that I've been working with for 10 years, which makes me feel really old. So she's been through the system with him. He's now coming up to 20 years old, but she also works in education and is very heavily involved with the special educational needs department in her school. So she as well has so much perspective that may be different from just a professional one, because she's a parent too, but also she's been in that system for a long time, so she knows it inside out.
And obviously kind of like, you've got little Bethany, and so you kind of like, you're all parents, so
Yeah,
you're kind of like coming at this with your multiple hats on as well.
yes, absolutely. I think that's important because then you can you can really feel what parents are going through. Yeah, so I think it's a good thing to have.
Fantastic. And kind of like in terms of some of the challenges that we're going to talk about and what we can expect our kind of like speakers and yourself to kind of like talk about, what are some of the main challenges that we're going to be addressing? And then I wouldn't say solutions, because I think that
Mm.
that kind of simplifies it. But what kind of some of the tools, tips, and resources that we're going to share off the back of those challenges?
Yeah, so like I said at the beginning, like those challenges for parents of just that they're running on empty, and their creativity may be just on the down low a little bit now because they've been doing it for a year. There are a lot of things that they didn't realize their children might be struggling with, and that might be things like how to implement therapy that they see in a session. How do they implement that at home without making it feel like it's like a therapy camp? Like, how can they make it fun and make sure their child is developing independent skills within the home? It might be, how can I get my child to eat like certain things that are good for them, because they may have a sensory issue where they don't want to put different textures in their mouth, like all those kind of different things where parents may not have thought about before, or they've just hit a bit of a wall in how to problem solve it at home. So they're the kind of things, those kind of challenges that parents have been facing, and we've heard you, parents, and we want to just help share those tools that we have from our toolbox with you.
So as much as it's helpful, it's also that recognition of this has been really, really tough. And
Exactly.
actually, however you've got through, it's fine. You know, routine for everyone has gone out the window. And
Yeah.
this is kind of a chance to say, you know what, this has been hard. We're here to help you. We're here to kind of like get you back on track, but just rest assured that you're not alone in this.
Exactly, and because it's going to be very much conversational, like we want this event to be led by parents. What are your questions? What are your
Yeah.
concerns? You tell us, and we are going to help you to the best of our ability.
That's it. We're looking at something quite interactive, something quite,
Mm,
you know, just approachable and accessible. I'm not, you know, I've been an event manager for years, and I'm not in the habit of
mm,
kind of working on stuffy events. We want something that's warm and enjoyable for people,
exactly.
as well as insightful and informative. Um, we've talked about the variety of kind of like different backgrounds of the speakers, as well as being parents, and it kind of like really puts into play that spirit of collaboration,
Mm,
and kind of teamwork and cross disciplines. And I know we've spoken a lot about before about this being a holistic approach. Um,
mm.
what would you say to what would you say to people that you kind of like think to try and get them to kind of work together more in that take on in more that collaborative approach?
Yeah, we're not supposed to work by ourselves. I think as human beings, we are supposed to collaborate. And when we do, creativity flows, there's a dynamic approach, and it is so much easier to meet different individuals' needs. And there may be something that you've just not thought about before, and then somebody drops in a little bit of knowledge, and it's like, boom, it's just swung the door wide open, and we just get some results because of just that little key that we were missing. And because we sometimes can just focus on our own way of thinking and what's worked for years, and actually children change, children are dynamic, and we need to just meet that as we can. And that is definitely through collaboration and sharing information with each other.
So takeaway message, we want you involved, no matter what your
Yes.
background is, no matter what your experience is, whether it's
Yes.
conductor, nutritionist,
Mm,
sleep expert, whoever, kind
yes.
of like get involved, sign up. Finally, just a quick fire summary of why people should attend.
Well, I guess we've said it all, but just come if you are a parent who's tired, or a parent who's inquisitive because you want to know how you can help your child develop even more at home and create independent skills. Come if you're a professional, you may have some insight for us as well that we've not thought about. We'd love to hear from you too. Just come and enjoy and drink in some new knowledge, and let us help you as much as we can.
Fantastic. Well, listen, I'm really looking forward to it. The event's on the 18th of March, from
Yeah,
6:30 till 8 p.m. Um, I'll be there, Sarah will be there, along with our other guest speakers. So we hope to see you there, and we'll pop the link in the box of whatever medium this is being shared on at the time. So cool,
perfect. Sounds like a
cool.
plan.
Cool. See you soon, Sarah.
See you soon, Neil. Thank you.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.